Hey, this is Kathleen Tucka, Sunny Life Coach. And if you really want to learn how to level up your life, you should be listening to Time to Shine Today podcast with my good friend, Scott Ferguson.
Time to Shine Today podcast squad. This is Scott Ferguson, and welcome to episode 136 with my really good friend, Kathleen Tucka from Sunny Life Coach. Kathleen spent a lot of time in the corporate world and really dominated there. I believe she was one of the first people to ever get 100% on an internal corporate audit at her company, which is just really unheard of throughout any corporate company. She's a person that really knows how to connect the dots. She will help you get unstuck. And I just can't wait to bring you this interview with my really good friend, really good friend, Kathleen with Sunny Life Coach. So without further ado, sit back, relax, break out your notebooks, because here comes Kathleen Tucka with Sunny Life Coach. Time to Shine Today, Varsity Squad. It is Scott Ferguson, and we are still in our little kind of COVID time, and what we're finding out is that we have to adapt and overcome and shift or pivot or whatever the key words are nowadays. And my next guest, who I love so much, is my good friend Kathleen Tucka, the Sunny Life Coach. The crazy thing is she lives in PA, Pennsylvania, and it's Sunny Life Coach. She should move her practice to Florida and practice here next to us. To kind of like with the name of her website is the sunnylifecoach.com. She has a great giveaway at the end, which I haven't told her yet, but I'm actually going to help out with that as well here from Time to Shine. But Kathleen is an award-winning life and small business coach. Sunny Life Coach provides coaching for individuals and small businesses to help them become unstuck and connect the dots in their life to achieve their dreams. She helps clients break through to their next level, no matter how successful they are, or even if they're just starting out. So like here at Time to Shine, we have everybody from just starting to people that have gotten there that are stuck. And that's what I love it. Unstucka Tucka. I love this. This is going to be a lot of fun. So Kathleen, please take a minute to come and introduce yourself to Time to Shine Today Varsity Squad. But first, what's your favorite color and why?
Purple.
Okay. Why?
It's more regal.
You suck. I think you've been listening to my podcast because I always say royal and regal is.
Well, okay. You have to understand though, I'm a Leo. I like astrology.
I love it.
Leo is regal. Yes.
I love it. Hey, what emoji do you use the most when you text?
Oh, the sun with the smile in it.
The sun with the smile. Awesome. So let's get to the origins of Kathleen. Where did Kathleen start and work our way up to Sunny Life Coach?
Okay. Well, I was born and raised in Central Jersey, probably about an hour from where I live now. Okay. My background, I worked in the corporate world for over 20 years. I managed operations. Okay. I managed corporate travel departments for major financial companies. I don't know if I'm allowed to mention their names, but major financial companies.
Very good.
And so my last role in the corporate world, I had North American operations. So I had staff in Canada as well as the US. The operational piece is so ingrained in me as far as the process mapping and getting to your goals and coaching and counseling and project management. So in working with people, that's the strength that I bring to the table in helping entrepreneurs to go forward with that.
I love it. So you were in corporate America for, you said 20 plus years.
Yes.
What? And I'm sure you were paid pretty good. You know, I mean, you don't stay that long without, getting some kind of compensation.
It was a nice life.
It was a nice life. So what was the aha moment, if you will, that kind of said, okay, we're going to ramp up and start coaching?
There were a lot of changes in the corporate world. The economy and everything there's been major ups and downs, and it changes. That's all there is to it.
Are you serious? No way.
No, I know it, but yeah. But part of it is that believe it or not, the corporate world stops being fun at a certain point.
Okay.
And gotcha. As long as I was enjoying it, I was doing it.
What made it unfun to you personally?
Keep trying to do the same things over and over again and get different results.
What is that, insanity?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So when you made this flip into the coaching lifestyle, what did your family think about it? Because I mean, 20 plus years, you become probably a major provider for your family, and you kind of moved into the coaching. Well, what was your family and friends and colleagues thinking about you becoming, lack of a better term, life coach, but something that helps people out, level up?
Right. Well, they were guardedly optimistic. I mean, they know my track record that I will achieve whatever I want to achieve.
Oh,
I've always been, if I can see it, I can have it, I can do it. I refuse to be limited by somebody else's lack of vision.
wow, that's solid. So,
So,
wow,
yeah,
you refuse to be limited. That's fantastic.
yeah.
By someone's, I'm writing this down. Refuse to be limited by others' lack. Okay. All right. So if I'm at a networking event, which we're able to do here in South Florida, no matter what the media says, they're still wide open here. And we have like a happy hour or a networking event, and we're pressing flush and meeting people. What kind of things am I listening for while in conversation to know if they're a good referral, contact, introduction for Sunny Life Coach?
Well, as the brief bio I always say is that I help people get unstuck. The simplest form I looked at is like when you were a child and you had a coloring book. I help people connect the dots and color it in. So when people, I try and keep things as simple as possible and as fun as possible. So when you hear people that want to be in one place, but they're in another and they're just not making it gel, that would be the kind of introduction, whether it be on a personal level or a business level.
Okay, beautiful. And so what do you think makes a great coach?
Well, the ability to listen,
Okay.
Objectively listen, confidentiality, a solid background. Like when I work with solopreneurs, because of my operations background, I'm able to give my own spin on it as far as some of the experiences I've had. Not necessarily is it the one that they need, but I have actual hands-on experience, so that's helps them in that area.
You've been through the trenches, so
I have.
know.
Yeah.
And so that's the one thing is that, no knock against coaches, but I vet the coaches that I bring on my show. And not say I'm a hooty tooty about my show, but I vet them out, and I want to know. That's the one thing is I kind of find out as I'm kind of going back through. I knew about your corporate experience stuff just from being able to visit your social. But that a lot of the people, they haven't been through the trenches, but they want to be a life coach because they think it's easy. It's like I've been a real estate agent for 22 years. It's like people think they can just hop in and be a real estate agent, no problem, right? Because they sell their parents their house or their brother or their friend, but then all of a sudden it's time to grind, and find and hunt and stuff like that, and they've never been in those trenches. So, but yet they'll turn around and want to be a coach. You've actually been through the trenches, so. If you don't mind, Kathleen, could you share with us some of maybe your secret sauce of when you're bringing somebody in, maybe the discovery process, or maybe they've hired you, that helps you that you find their blind spot?
Well, because of my corporate background, the process mapping key is so ingrained in me, where I'm always listening and I'm hearing point A to point B. Is this connecting? Are these dots connecting? And my mind is always working to make sure they're connecting. And if not, we drill it down further and say, okay, now you're taking this action to go in this direction. But if you look at it, is this actually going to take you is the outcome going to be where you want it to be?
Love it. Okay. You know what I love about Kathleen Squad is that she's to the point with all of her answers. And I appreciate that. A lot of people just want to ramble on and prove themselves. And you are just to the point and answer. I'm literally in the middle of reading Lee Iacocca's autobiography for like the 5th time. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like literally my mentor makes me read it since I was 25 years old. And I'm going on 50, and literally I try to read it every 5 years. And, it's something that he even mentions in there, that simplify stuff, connect the dots. And then that's what you do at Sunny Life Coach, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
That's fantastic. So what did that come from your corporate background, the connecting the dots, really, for lack of a better term, dumbing it down to make it simple, to make it more efficient? Or where did the connecting the dots come from? Because I see it all over your website. You said it twice today. Where did that come from?
Part is from my corporate background, and part is the way that I process information in my brain.
Okay.
Is that I'm always looking to see how this connects and if it's doing, because one of the key things that I have, excuse me, different from a lot of coaches is that I'm very results driven because I've been in the corporate world. So I want to make sure that there's value in what I do. And whether it be for myself or for other people, I want to make sure that I'm not wasting my time or anybody else's, and that we're going down a path that's going to get to where I want to be or where they want to be.
Love that. And so, Kathleen, when you're bringing somebody aboard as a client, someone that you're coaching, do you call them a client or do you call them students, or what do you call them within your business?
I'm sorry, client. Oh, it froze up a second. Client.
Okay. So is there any good question that you wish they would ask you but never do while you're getting started?
Usually we covered, I have an intake form that I use that it's been a compilation of a lot of questions that I feel are relevant in trying to get to know each other. So as we go through the questions, we get to know each other better, and there is that dialogue back and forth. So we're on the same page of where they want to be and where I see them where they are.
Love it. I love it. That's what I would want to ask you is, what war stories or what kind of, have you been through, the trenches have you been through? And I want to hear it. And like you said, transparency is huge, and to be able to listen objectively. So we're going to get in our DeLorean with Marty McFly. All right. We're going to go back to the 22, 23-year-old Kathleen. What kind of knowledge nuggets are you dropping on her to help her level up with the wisdom and experience you have now, to help her level up, maybe shorten the learning curve and progress?
If I would have listened at 23,
I was just going to say.
I would say is relax. You'll get there. Not everything is perfection, but there's a lot of perfect moments. Enjoy the journey as well as the destination.
Wow.
And yeah, I was at 23, I was more in a rush to get to the destination versus enjoying the journey as much as I do now.
Thank you for saying that. That's what I tell all of my clients as well. And in the whole Time to Shine Today squad is that, inch by inch, it's a cinch. By the yard, it's hard. And during that time moving forward, enjoy, stop. Like Ferris Bueller said in his movie, life goes by fast. Kind of sit back and really enjoy it. That's fan. Thank you for answering like that. So we like to talk a lot about the dash here at Time to Shine Today. And I want to know how you want your dash remembered, that little mark in between your life date and expiration date. How do you want Kathleen's dash to be remembered? Legacy statement, epitaph, if you will. How do you want it remembered?
That I genuinely enjoy people, and I want to bring everybody along to the destination with me. I don't want to leave anybody behind. I want everybody to enjoy and have fun.
Wow, that is fantastic. That is fantastic. So, what book changed your life?
Changed my life. Well,
let's put it this way. If I'm in the doldrums, right? And I'm just feeling it, and I'm just not feeling it, and I come to you, and you'd be like, "Hey, Fergie, here's a book. Read this," because mine's The Traveler's Gift by Andy Andrews. People that know my story and what I'm from, I was approached by Oprah Winfrey staff, Sally Jesse Raphael, Montel Williams, Jenny Jones back in the 90s. And I wasn't ready to tell my story then. But as I went through life, someone did hand me this book called The Traveler's Gift by Andy Andrews. And basically he goes back and he loses, his daughter's dying. He loses his job. So he's like, I'm going to take the easy way out, tries to kill himself, runs his car into a tree. And all of a sudden he wakes up with Harry Truman there 2 days before they drop the bomb. And he talks about responsibility. And then he goes and talks to King Solomon about wisdom and Anne Frank about courage. He talks to different people in history. That changed my life dramatically. So is there one out there that you might hand to me?
There's a book that I've read that really puts a lot of things in perspective. Would be.
Okay, and we're back. So what book might that be for you?
Okay, one that I've read recently that just put a lot of things in perspective for me was Necessary Endings by Dr. Henry Cloud.
Okay.
Because sometimes you or me would hang on a little longer than I should have.
Okay.
And because you want to give it another try, or you want to do something different. And sometimes this book, it kind of solidifies when it's time to let go and puts things in perspective. And
Love
it's
it.
okay to let go of some
I will
things.
put that. I'm going to put that in the show notes. That's fantastic. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. So being a woman and an alpha female, if you will, in a sense, because, in our generation, women kind of going through the corporate world was pretty brutal. So what did you do to differentiate yourself, to be noticed, to be able to level up?
Results. It was clear, black and white results. Like, one of the accomplishments that I had in the corporate world, which nobody had ever done, is I don't know if you've been through an internal corporate audit of your operations.
Not yet.
Yeah, well, they went through everything, and I was the only one in the company who ever scored 100% on it.
Wow.
And then from that, I went and trained all the managers and directors in our region on their operations to help bring up the scores, and we brought them up over 25% at that point. So results was always a key differentiator.
Well, pin a rose on your nose. That's fantastic. Look at you.
Thank you.
When you were younger, like you seem so humble and very confident right now, and generally want to give and help people level up. But did you ever fight with ego?
Yeah, but I think I was more trying to, besides prove myself to other people, prove myself to myself too.
Okay.
Because I didn't come from a lot of support. So everything I was doing was new to other people. So it was kind of groundbreaking. So there wasn't the support there. So I was proving myself to other people as well as to myself.
Okay. I love that. I love that. That's raw and transparent. Thank you. So what's one thing you know for sure?
I will survive, no matter what life throws at me.
Yeah, I love it. All right.
And I will thrive.
That you will survive and thrive. I love that. I love it. So what are 3 things that Kathleen can't live without? And it could be nouns. It could be person, places, or things. What are 3 things you can't live without?
I love to dance.
Okay.
I love people.
Okay.
Genuine, sincere people, just nice interactions with people where there's a good give and take, that kind of thing.
Okay.
And just peace, like good health and peace.
Looks like maybe some wine there behind you. What do you think?
Yeah, I think a little wine too.
I love it. I love it. So what's your definition of a life well lived?
Family, friends, good health. That's all the wealth. And then enjoy whatever that you have, that life's brought you, or that you've worked for.
And enjoying that journey as you're going through it, which you mentioned before. That's fantastic, Kathleen. You're blowing my mind here. So as we kind of wind things down just a little bit here, we're going to get a little leveling up lightning round. Okay. I'm going to ask you 5 or 6 questions, but you can't, there's no explanation. You're just going to answer them. You're just going to fire them off, and all of them can be answered that way. You ready?
Okay.
Awesome. Here we go. What's the best leveling up advice you've ever received?
Relax.
That's what you said to your younger self. Love it. Share one of your personal habits that contributes to your success.
The process, the way I process information, the process mapping. Yeah.
Love it. Love it. So other than your own website, Sunny Life Coach, and Time to Shine Today, which is my shameless plug, what other website might you go to help level up?
I love learning new things. So I'm either Googling something or going to YouTube.
When I was asked that, I'm like, Google. Yeah, just give me Google. I'm good to go. It is a website. So if you could be one age physically for the rest of your life, what would it be?
That's a rough one. Every age brought something new and better.
Physically.
Physically. Oh, heck. Is it smart? No, let's see. Let's say 40.
Okay. Very cool. Very cool. Yeah. I would say 32, because at that time I had kind of moved out of the ego-driven Scott into where I got humbled really good with the market, and then just kind of moved through it. But still, physically, I was still good, and I still am. I'm coming up on 50, but I'd still love to have that 32-year-old body waking up in the morning. That's for sure. So, what's your favorite charity and or organization you like to give your time and or money to?
Well, two that I focus on lately. Well, one longer term and one lately is the local food bank and blessing boxes that we have in our area, because the economy's been rough and people are hitting some hard times. So I try and help and make sure that they're filled properly, and um, in the area that they'd never go empty. And the other one I've always loved is St. Jude's Children's Hospital.
Yes, thank you. That's fantastic. I always get that envelope in the mail and I stroke the check. It's just for some reason I open it up, write a check, and I did it since I was 28. I think I wrote my first, and it was for like $10. And I just kept on sending every time I got it because I know that there's kids. My story, I was, an orphanage kid, and stuff like that, and how I came up, and there was kind of like some child smuggling involved with my history and stuff. So it's like these kids need. Yeah, it's like I said, like my story was kind of sought after by media back in the 90s. And it was like given any children, especially the ones, I used to volunteer my time in Detroit at Detroit Receiving in the Children's Hospital. And you want to talk about moving moments, seeing these 4-year-old kids just coming and getting their hearts split open to get, heart work done on a 4-year-old. It just breaks my heart. So thank you for giving to that. Last question. It's kind of tougher. But what is the best decade of music? 60s, 70s, 80s, or 90s?
From a person who loves to dance and loves music, that is tough. I would say, the cross between the 60s and 70s.
Okay, very cool. Very cool.
Because there is a crossover.
What kind of dancing do you like?
What's just good old rock and roll.
There you go.
Yeah. A little salsa, merengue,
Yeah, it's funny. It's like all the decades have something. Like 70s is my jam. You had classic rock, but you also had disco. Kind of moving out. So that's awesome. So Kathleen, how can we find you?
My website is sunnylifecoach.com. Okay. My social media is either Sunny Life Coach or Kathleen Tucka.
Awesome. And squad, she offers a 30-minute trial kind of consultation for $10. And what I'm going to give away is I'm going to give away 2 consultations with Kathleen to the first 2 people that either reply on my LinkedIn or on my Time to Shine Today Facebook page when we drop her episode. So when you do, make the comment and we will reach out to you and then put you personally in touch with Kathleen for the 30-minute trial consultation. With that, you're going to get a free ebook, which is fantastic, and also $25 to kind of use towards the coaching sessions when you hire Kathleen. And all of her information from her website to her social is all going to be in the show notes below. So make sure you look at it along with the free trial to the coaching, which I'm going to put a link down there as well for that. And Kathleen, leave us with one last knowledge nugget that you'd like us to take with us, internalize, and take action on.
I would go back to enjoy the journey as well as the destination. Take time and enjoy your life.
Love it. And squad, we just had basically a free masterclass. I have notes upon notes talking to my good friend Kathleen here that she refuses to be put down by others with limited, lack limitations, if you will.
Lack of vision,
with a bunch of limitations. She does not allow herself to be brought down to that. She makes things simple and fun. She used connect the dots quite a bit, which we always say inch by inch is a cinch, but I like connect the dots. I might start using that a little bit more. She said, she would tell people that are just kind of moving up, or even people that are in a situation where they're leveling up, to relax, stay persistent, enjoy the journey, and reflect on the good moments, which we call going back to the cookie jar, where that cookie jar is full. There's the moments that are there. She genuinely enjoys people, and she wants you to go on that journey with her into happiness and just to have fun. She's not only surviving, she's thriving. She levels up her health. She levels up her wealth. She's just a rock star, and now she's part of our Time to Shine Today squad. So thank you so much, Kathleen, for coming on.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me.
That's 100% my pleasure. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks so much for listening to this episode of Time to Shine Today podcast, proudly brought to you by Sutter & Nugent Real Estate Excellence, who can be reached at 561-249-7266 and online at www.sutterandnugent.com. If you are a business owner or professional who would like to be interviewed on Time to Shine Today, please visit timetoshinetoday.com/guest. If you like this episode, please subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or wherever you get your podcasts. There's a link in the show notes to our website. Also there, you will see our recommended resources. We hope that you will support our show by supporting them. If you like what you've been listening to, it'd be great if you could just give us a 5-star rating and tell your friends how to subscribe while you're at it. I'm your host, Scott Ferguson, and until next time, let's level up. It's our time to shine.